Welcome to News 9 Live, and you are watching On Point with me. And before I introduce you to today's On Points, let's take a quick look at the headlines. Enough is enough, says President Murmu on crime against women. Where is justice? Asks Mamata to CBI and demands capital punishment for rapists. BJP's Bengal Bandh partially affects life. Shots fired at BJP leader's car. BJP and TMC workers clash with each other. Union Minister in West Bengal, BJP President Sukanta Majumdar writes to Union Home Minister Amit Shah against Mamata Banerjee. He alleges Mamata inciting violence and making anti-national remarks. Congress, BJP and group of 100 women activists asked actor politician Mukesh to resign. 17 sexual assault cases filed so far in Malayalam film industry. Massive flooding in Gujarat, Vadodara and Dwarka worst hit. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat security updated at par with Home Minister Amit Shah. Hemant Biswa Sarma promises white paper on demographic changes in Assam. UP social media policy: influencers can earn up to rupees 8 lakhs through government ads and can get life term for anti-national content. And let's talk about Bengal Bandh. Day after day, people are spilling into streets and protesting against the shoddy RG car violence in response to the local administration. The Bengal Bandh resulted in massive violence across the state as BJP workers clashed with TMC supporters and police personnel. BJP called for a 12-hour bandh across the state to protest against police action during Nabanna Abhijan march. Also held a gathering. Chief Minister demanded capital punishment for the rapists. She said TMC will bring a legislation next week to ensure that the rapists get death penalty within 10 days. She added that if the governor doesn't pass the bill, her party will stage a protest outside the governor's house. Point is, Mamata can pass it as a bill, but she cannot amend Nyaya Sanhita, which comes under the domain of Ministry of Home Affairs. It means that despite its passage, nothing will change. It will be high on populism, but low on action.
আজকে বন্ধ রেখে দিয়েছে বিজেপি জেনে শুনে, কারণ ওদের ডেড বডি চাই। আমরা শান্তি চাই, আমরা বিচার চাই, আমরা দোষী ব্যক্তির শাস্তি চাই, ফাঁসি চাই। আর ওরা দোষী ব্যক্তি যাতে ফাঁসি না হয়, বিচারের বাণী যাতে নীরবে নিভৃতে কাঁদে, ওরা কিন্তু আন্দোলনটাকে জল ঢেলে দিয়ে আসল আন্দোলন থেকে চক্রান্তের খেলায় নেমেছে, বাংলাকে বদনাম করার খেলায় নেমেছে।
She accused Bharatiya Janata Party of defaming the state. She said that BJP's call for is pure play politics. She also raised fingers at CBI about the delay investigation and why no significant progress has been made by the agency.
আমি নেক্সট উইকে অ্যাসেম্বলি কল করব বিধানসভা স্পিকারকে বলে, এবং আমরা ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল অ্যাসেম্বলি থেকে আগামী 10 দিনের মধ্যে ফাঁসির ধর্ষকের ফাঁসি চাই এই বিল আমরা পাশ করে রাজ্যপালের কাছে পাঠাবো। আমি জানি রাজার পাট, রাজা বাবু কিছু করবে না, না করলে মেয়েরা মনে রাখবেন রাজভবনে গিয়ে বসে থাকবে ঘন্টার পর ঘন্টা, ভাইরাও থাকবে। এ বিল সই করতে হবে, রাজ্যপালের কাছে রাষ্ট্রপতির কাছে পাঠিয়ে দিয়ে দায়িত্ব সারলে হবে না।
Mamata Banerjee also targeted Prime Minister Modi and warned that if Bengal burns, Assam, Northeast, UP, Bihar, Jharkhand too will burn.
মোদি বাবু, আপনার পার্টিকে দিয়ে আগুন লাগাচ্ছেন। মনে রাখবেন, বাংলায় যদি আগুন লাগান, আসামও থেমে থাকবে না, নর্থ ইস্টও থেমে থাকবে না, উত্তরপ্রদেশও থেমে থাকবে না, বিহারও থেমে থাকবে না, ঝাড়খণ্ডও থেমে থাকবে না, উড়িষ্যাও থেমে থাকবে না, আর দিল্লিও থেমে থাকবে না। আপনার চেয়ারটা আমরা টলমলো করে দেব।
Mamata's comments were very high on rhetoric. She alleged that there is an effort to incite violence in the state. And she also alleged that she is being targeted. But on the other hand, BJP's West Bengal President Sukanta Majumdar wrote to Home Minister Amit Shah complaining about Mamata Banerjee, that she is the one who is making remarks which are against the interest of the nation. Then Mamata Banerjee's nephew Abhishek Banerjee counter-attacked BJP and said, if the same principle apply, why didn't Bharatiya Janata Party ask for resignation of the Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh after the incident where 2 women were paraded naked?
14 তারিখ মহামান্য কলকাতা হাইকোর্ট সিবিআই এর কাছে কেস ট্রান্সফার করে। আজকে নেই করে 14 দিন অতিক্রান্ত, যারা সন্দীপ ঘোষের অ্যারেস্ট নিয়ে দাবি তুলছিল, কেন 14 দিন এই খুন আর ধর্ষণের মামলায় সন্দীপ ঘোষ অ্যারেস্ট হয়নি? সিবিআই কে জবাব দিতে হবে। নারী সুরক্ষার কথা আমাদের বিজেপির কাছে শিখতে হবে। যে বিজেপির সরকার মণিপুরে 2 জন জনজাতি মূলবাসী মহিলাকে বিবস্ত্র করে রাস্তায় হাঁটিয়েছিল, সেই মণিপুরের মুখ্যমন্ত্রী এখনো পদত্যাগ করেনি। শুভেন্দু অধিকারী, দিলীপ ঘোষ আর সুকান্ত মজুমদারকে বলবো, যদি বিবেক থাকে আর বুকের পাটা থাকে, বীরেন সিং এর পদত্যাগ দাবি করুন, যোগী আদিত্যনাথের পদত্যাগ দাবি করুন। এই আইন যদি আগামী 3-4 মাসের মধ্যে ভারতবর্ষের কেন্দ্রের সরকার প্রণয়ন না করে, তাহলে দিল্লিতে বৃহত্তর আন্দোলন তৃণমূল কংগ্রেস গড়বে, বৃহত্তর আন্দোলন গড়বে। আর মানুষ যদি রাস্তায় নামে, কেউ আটকাতে পারবে না। সমাজে যদি পরিবর্তন আনতে হয় এবং এই নৃশংস ঘটনার যাতে পুনরাবৃত্তি না হয় আমাদের সুনিশ্চিত করতে হয়, আমাদের চাই ধর্ষণ বিরোধী কঠোর আইন। এবং কেন্দ্রের সরকার যদি এই আইন না আনে, তাহলে প্রাইভেট মেম্বার বিলের মাধ্যমে আমি এই আইন মুভ করব দিল্লির সাংসদ।
Incidents of violence surfaced during the Bengal Bandh. In one viral video, shots were fired at BJP leader's car. BJP leader Arjun Singh alleged that 6 rounds were fired at the vehicle of Bhatpara leader Priyank Pandey. And these are the visuals. Of the shots that were fired. Widespread violence was witnessed in the streets of Kolkata too. The police also detained several BJP leaders, including Loket Chatterjee, Rahul Sinha and Rupa Ganguly, for participating in the protest. In another instance of violence, BJP MP Jayant Kumar Rai's car was carried out by TMC worker. Allegations and counter-allegations took place. But the most important thing is that today, President Draupadi Murmu broke her silence on Arjika rape and murder horror. She said that she is both dismayed and horrified by the incident. President Murmu also expressed her anguish on the crimes against women and said enough is enough. She said this in an interaction with the Wire agency. Now my question is Mamata's demand for death penalty a populist agenda or a genuine call for justice? I'm joined by Ajit Jha, senior journalist, Jayanto Bhattacharya, my former colleague, senior journalist, and Brijesh Pandey joins me from the newsroom. Brijesh, let's sum it up. Is it populism or call for justice, you know?
It's a mix of both. I think, you have to also understand that Mamata Banerjee, after initial round of bungling by the way the entire incident was handled, is now again on a warpath, because she has also realized that not much movement has been made as far as the investigation of the CBI, which has been conducted by the CBI. And more importantly, she also knows that she cannot allow or she cannot cede any space to the Bharatiya Janata Party. See, if you want to analyze it very coolly, the fact of the matter still remains that, that the Mumbai High Court didn't allow Shiva Sena, Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray to hold any protest rally, because they say that you cannot politicize it. So, I mean, what is sauce for the goose should also be sauce for the gander. And second thing is that I think, the BJP, as any political party would be, wants to put the Trinamool Congress on the back foot. They want to, gain and extract as much political mileage as possible. And that is exactly what is happening on the streets of Kolkata and rest of the West Bengal.
Jayanto, is it high on populism?
Kartikeya, what I find unfortunately, what you started with, these are rhetorics. And it's not only on the part of Mamata Banerjee, but the Trinamool Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party, that is the ruling and the main opposition parties in West Bengal, they are involved in a political upmanship over a very heinous crime and something that is very unfortunate, should not have happened, should not happen. As even the president of the country has appealed. We have seen in a statement which you read out some times back. Now, I was listening to one of the protesting junior doctors from Arjikar. He is also making a similar statement, a similar plea. He is asking politicians, especially from the Trinamool Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party, that please do not make it a political issue. Because if you do, then you are diluting our efforts at what we are trying to do. You see, now that the CBI is investigating, I do agree with Brajesh that not much has come except for the fact that the person who was arrested by the Kolkata police, he is in custody with the CBI. I believe his polygraph test has been done. Beyond that, not even the principal has been taken in custody. Where there are other people involved, still there is no answer. I was going through the PM report, the postmortem report, sometimes back. It does not talk about broken bones or that kind of injury, but still a person, a young woman, was this guy alone when he did this kind of a heinous act there in the within the premises of the Arjikar hospital? Now, why I am saying all this in answer to your question is that these are rhetorics. Maybe she means something with her words, because as we know from the new laws that have come in, the criminal laws that have been introduced recently, the Bharatiya Kanun Sanhita, what we have seen, there, of course, there are various clauses, there are various issues that have been dealt with. But yes, I did not find, I may have overlooked it, but I did not find about being hanged or life being taken of a rapist. So maybe Mamata Banerjee would know better. Maybe she has perused the entire Sanhita word by word, and that is how she's coming up with it. Maybe her aim is good, but is this the time to raise that issue? Is this the time to say that I'll call the assembly and do this? Isn't it time to rather help the CBI or rather push the CBI with their investigation rather than turning it? And it's for both, as I started with by saying that for the ruling party and the main opposition in the state, that they should come together and somehow try to ensure the safety of these students, not only the students, any woman, any man, any girl, child.
But I don't think it's possible. I don't think possible, because the politics which the BJP has practiced is so strong that it's not in context of a political adversary. It's like you are dealing with enemy. Ajit, if you are there, my first question remains same for all my panelists. For Mamata to say that she's going to pass this bill where death penalty should be awarded to the rape victim, I'm saying that there is a Nyaya Sanhita. There are courts which give you justice. Police is not supposed to give justice. Justice are given by courts. And death penalty is also part of a judicial process. It's part of a judicial process. So when Mamata Banerjee goes out and says that there has to be law, something needs to be done, do you think it's complete political expediency, or she has she has really woken up to the fact that a deterrence would work? But even then, unless and until it's part of the Nyaya Sanhita, where will it go?
Look, Karthik, there are two different issues here. One issue is a horrible crime has been committed, which is reprehensible, absolutely abominable, where a young woman was raped and she has been murdered, and brutally so. Now, that should be the entire focus of the country right now. Now, on that issue, whether death penalty helps in the case of nabbing these criminals, there is a strong argument made by women rights lawyers like Flavia Agnes, very well known. She is based in Mumbai, and she has repeatedly, with enormous amount of data, made the case that once you introduce capital punishment for rapists, child rapists, then the problem is that the conviction rate falls. Why? Because many of these rapes are committed, not necessarily the one that we are discussing, but let's say inside the family, right? And sometimes even the moment you bring capital punishment, that might lead to more brutality, because the rapist would then end up killing the child or killing so-and-so, whoever is, in this case, the victim. As she calls it, the survivor, not the victim. So that's a complex issue. And as you rightly pointed out, new laws have been made, and that should be debated seriously, because the attempt is to strengthen the legal system, to make sure that there are higher convictions when there are rape cases all around the country. This was discussed when Kathua happened, when Hathras happened, during the Nirbhaya case, Manipur. There are so many glaring examples, and we've had this debate in the past. And the second issue is the politicizing of this entire RG Kar Medical College issue. And this is a real slugfest, a battle going on between the BJP from the center and the BJP's state unit, and Mamata Banerjee and her, her political class around
There's also a change. There's also a change. If you look at the response of the Congress government at center when the Nirbhaya took place, there was an absence of aggression. But if you look at this this particular instance, Mamata has been aggressive all along. She's not taken a step back. There is a change in the language of politics.
Now, in this case, obviously, Mamata is on the defensive, because when the shoddy way in which the police administration handled the issue for the first 6 days, and once the CBI comes, the body of the victim is gone. So they have to keep relying on simply, the postmortem report and whatever they have heard. And somehow the hospital doctors, many of them have been discussing that this was not a case of one rapist, but several. Now, nothing has been done in that direction. Not much has been done with the case of the principal who was being actually promoted. So it seems that the entire administration of Mamata badly handled the case. They completely bungled. So she is totally on the defense. And her line of defense is death penalty, because it is obviously populist. And she thinks by giving death penalty to this particular rapist, there will be no more rapes in West Bengal, which is totally naive and foolish. So obviously she's on the defensive. She realizes that the mood of the country is right now against her in West Bengal. Even in the past, despite the fact that she's an iconic leader, she's a woman chief minister, but there has been a lot of violence.
But then public sentiment is like that, Ajit. It can change. But Jayanto, the fact that she has been getting root electoral majority, the quick change in public sentiment. Why has that happened? Quick change in public sentiment.
See, to repeat an oft-repeated statement that is being made, that is, do not underestimate the power of the people, or rather I would say the voters. Because why did people vote for her? That is, they were getting angry. They were getting, under the pressure of the left. There were trade union movements. Nothing was happening. Buddhadev Bhattacharya tried to make some changes, but he ended up making errors, which Mamata Banerjee took advantage of. But since the time that she came into power, that is in 2011, there has been so many happenings that was not expected of her. Whether she has failed as an administrator, whether she has failed as a political leader, whether she has failed to try to be a populist chief minister, whatever it may be, but she has failed with a capital F. And that is the reason whenever such things have happened, there has been a revolt, if I can put it that way. Now, if you remember, not some times back, we were speaking about Sandeshkhali incident. Now, if you see, let us look at what happened after Sandeshkhali. There was the Lok Sabha election. Now, if you look at the entire Boshirhat, that is the Lok Sabha seat, the Trinamool Congress won. But Sandeshkhali assembly voted against the Trinamool candidate. If you go by the 7 different assembly, if you see the segments, then Sandeshkhali itself. So, if the voters, the people, the common people have decided that they will penalize the government of the time, they will do it. And I think, I do not remember in the recent past, this kind of an uproar, this kind of the common people coming out on the streets. Do you think they are all BJP? If that be so, if the Trinamool wants us to believe, especially yesterday, when there was this secretariat march to the secretariat, they said that it was sponsored by the BJP. BJP leaders were there. If so, if the Trinamool Congress wants us to believe that it was the BJP, then we would want the Trinamool to believe, then they have a big challenge up ahead in 2026 assembly elections. If they could have mobilized that kind, and in fact, in today's Bandh, there was no other parties. It was the BJP itself which had led this Bandh. We saw there were clashes. You showed pictures of firing. In fact, the BJP has claimed that there were bombs being used. Is this politics? Is this the way this kind of an issue, this kind of a problem should be handled? So the people, it's more than the investigation, what happened in the initial period, that is after the deaths of the medical student until the time that it went to the CBI, that period of inertia, that period of quiet, that period of not doing
Jayanto, there is a difference between strength and arrogance. There is a difference between being perceived as a strong leader and an arrogant leader. Sometimes the best of leaders can make mistakes. Brijesh, before I thank all my guests and throw to a couple of bites which are there with me, do you think the Mamata has politically mishandled the RG car issue?
Well, I think, if you want me to state it bluntly, the fact is that yes, she did in the initial, 48 to 72 hours. And when the case was handed over to the CBI, initially it looked like as if, that Mamata Banerjee was on the back foot politically and BJP had gained an upper hand. I'm going purely by the political play which is being put out by both sides. But as the day progressed, as the CBI is like, it became 1 week. Then, the Trinamool Congress MP started asking what is the new gain, what is the new finding which the CBI has come up with, which Kolkata police didn't. And, day before, yesterday when the CBI had submitted sources, CBI told us that there was no gang rape, it was only rape. They say that this was an attempt by the BJP to vilify the Kolkata police and to also vilify Trinamool Congress. Right now, honestly, I mean, Jayantoda will know more than me as far as politics of West Bengal is concerned. But if you ask me, I don't think that, Trinamool Congress is on any back foot whatsoever.
But the BJP, do you think that the BJP is going to lose this? Do you think the BJP is not going to pursue this?
I think, if the CBI, honestly speaking, if the CBI does not come up with something very startling, then there will be already there are very probing questions being asked of the CBI, and if they don't come up with something which is completely different from the line of investigation carried out by Kolkata police, I think the Trinamool Congress will start using that silence and that lack time frame to its advantage rather than being on the back foot.
I thank you. I thank you, Ajit. I thank you, Jayanto, for joining me in this show. I would say the jury is still out, whether it's back foot for Mamata or whether she'll get the time to make it into a position of her strength. Time will tell, CBI investigation will tell. But before I end my show, I leave you with a couple of political reactions from the state.
Mamata Banerjee is saying against the strike, it is quite surprising to us, because Mamata Banerjee, if you can remember, she was the pioneer of calling the bandh and the strike in the state. In everything, every incident, when she was the opposition leader, at that time, he called so many strikes. So it was her habit to call strike in each and even a minor incident happened. In that case also Mamata Banerjee called strike, and now the same Mamata Banerjee has changed her voice, and he is accusing BJP as well as the court, Honorable Kolkata High Court, for not banning the strike. It is really surprising for us as well as those people also. Those are the old TMC workers.
आपने इससे पहले कोई ऐसा बंद नहीं देखा होगा कि जहां एक तरफ बंद का आह्वान किया जाए, दूसरी तरफ सत्ताधारी दल के नेता जाकर दुकानों को खुलवाने का प्रयास करें, फिर इसके बाद मुख्यमंत्री आकर प्रेस को संबोधित करें, और आप उनके शब्दों को गौर करिए। वो क्या कह रही हैं? मैं नहीं चाहती कि एफआईआर हो, हम एफआईआर नहीं करना चाहते ताकि कैरियर ना बर्बाद हो, पासपोर्ट और वीजा मिलने में समस्या ना हो। मुझे लगता है कि देश की प्रबुद्ध जनता और पश्चिम बंगाल, जहां की प्रबुद्धता कई शताब्दियों से बहुत प्रसिद्ध है, वो इसका अर्थ, भाव और अभिव्यक्ति न समझ पा रहे हो, ऐसा संभव नहीं है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी स्पष्ट रूप से कहना चाहती है कि शब्दों के हेरफेर के साथ ममता बनर्जी जी ने सीधे डॉक्टरों को धमकी।
Hey, careful, huh? My daddy got it from abroad. Hey, disaster! How will you pay for the loss now?
In stock market, you should take risk as per your capacity and knowledge. Trade in options very carefully.
Wow, Dikra! Absolutely perfect. Take risk